What up, guys? We're back, and we're ready now for our final best of 3 to see which of these two guys is going to escape this round of 32 and go into the round of 16.
That is right. First, with the miraculous hold, much in thanks due to his Warp Prism harassment in the last game against Hiva, goes on to this final match, the rematch against JOGUNSHOP, which he lost 1-2 before, but it was a very nice match.
It was a good match. You know, JOGUNSHOP is a deadly player. He's I want to say JOGUNSHOP is the forgotten pro gamer.
Yes, he is.
For what he's done and how good he is like the forgotten pro gamer. This might be his tournament, though.
He's the shadow nerd.
Shadow pro.
Every 2 years or so, he comes out of the darkness to win a Starcraft tournament. Is this that tournament?
When we get in a fighting RPG, sometimes the shadow nerd appears and he's on our side. Other times he's on the enemy's side.
You never know really what he's up to or whose side he truly is on. The only side we know that JOGUNSHOP is on is his own.
Indeed. So,
JOGUNSHOP has things to prove, Tasteless.
He really is.
They say he has no family. They say he was born of darkness and Terran macro skills.
They say they took the tears of 1,000 nerds and mixed them together and then had Flash bless them. And that's where the baby JOGUNSHOP emerged.
That's where the baby JOGUNSHOP came out of the portal, Tasteless, from the other dimension.
The first thing he ever touched was a mouse. The second, a keyboard. The third, the corpse of a nerd. So,
it wasn't a corpse before he touched it, though.
He's like Rogue. He took all its powers. Polar Knight's going to be our map. It's brand new. So expect anything. This is the rematch here. It's all down to this best of 3 with these two legendary players to see who's going to be that much closer to being a champion here at the GSL Code S. Also, special thanks to our sponsors. Top and center, barely surviving that game against Hiva. He is.
AOG, I am first.
And in the south, in the middle here, we have our Terran player rested now from that last game against Flash. He is.
My Insanity JAKJI.
Looks like I's instead of J's with that font.
What are you laughing at?
I'm just thinking about, like, with the way that Swedish people talk, they were to say JAKJI. It'd be like, Yaki?
Yaki?
Yeah.
Yakji. Remember we were hanging out with Executor? And I know you weren't here for this. I brought him to my friend's bar. It's called, it's a burger place called Yaletown. And he looked at the sign as we walked up the stairs and he goes, awesome, Jailtown.
Yeah. Yeah. They are funny people.
They are.
Good at StarCraft, too.
They are.
Actually, just good at games overall.
I think it's one of the best esports regions in the world.
Certainly. I cannot disagree with that, Tasteless.
So we got Barracks and Gas going down here. JOGUNSHOP electing not to scout just yet, but first has a probe sent southbound.
And let's see what First wants to go for in these games. You know, before on this map, he did try for that proxy starport. Came in from the funny angle. JAKJI saw it, slaughtered him.
Yep.
I don't know if we're going to see anything like that. It's time for First to play his macro games, because I think if he gets into the late game, like the part where you have both Psystorm and Colossus and an SCV Rush has not killed you, if he gets in that point, I don't know that JAKJI can actually kill him. I don't know many Terrans that can actually kill him. It takes like a real monster.
This is a problem with playing somebody like First is, you know, it's like when you're in that final boss battle in like any game you're playing, it's like you gotta kill him before he gets to his final form.
Yeah. Because when First gets his final form, there's no ribcage that opens up to show you his beating heart.
When he's flying around and there's like, you know, his weakness is actually, it's like House of the Dead with that bat that flies around or something.
He becomes the machine where no matter what, you're going to have to spend like $10 to beat him because he's going to kill you over and over. And what I mean by that in StarCraft 2 is you need like 7 bases.
7 bases, that's a lot of
he's
quarters.
He's going to eat through all those minerals.
Yeah. You know what's actually amazing is you can go back to some of these old arcade games, just on this note. Oh, well, actually, hold on. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see how many kills.
He's damaging a lot of probes. Ooh, gets one there. And
that will allow him to get away.
Well, at least he got away, but you know what? He forced some lost mining time and did end up getting one probe. So that was actually an effective Reaper because a lot of times you can actually stop the Reaper from killing any probes, but not this time. A little bit more greedy build by first.
So what I was going to say about old arcades, like, did you know? Would you ever play that Simpsons arcade game, the fighting game?
The fighting game?
Well, it's like beat 'em up. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
like beat 'em up.
Absolutely. It was a great one.
You can't beat that without like a million quarters.
Yeah.
Like you actually can't.
Yeah.
Like with the boss fights and stuff. And the same is true for the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, the Turtles in Time, yeah.
Is it Turtles in Time? The one I played was like old. It's like 4-player. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Quarters. I was actually very sad because I like.
It's a smart business model.
I like figured out how to get the
pay to win.
ROM. Pay to win.
Yeah.
That's when pay to win started, man.
Yeah. Oh, Reaper. Oh, he gets it.
Nice. Shot him down.
I wasn't sure he was going to get that. Well, the Forge and the Robo coming up at the same time for first. Meantime, jjakji has got his 3 racks up rather quickly. So it looks like he's going to hit a little stem timing attack.
Now, this could be pretty strong here against First, who is teching heavily. Robo Bays just now finishing up.
Yeah.
Stem is such a game changer for the obvious reasons, but Protoss has to be very careful because the Protoss army is very delicate, and really for Protoss the entire game is you building up to this perfect death ball.
Yeah.
Terran in this matchup, when they're you see this bio setup, they're basically remaking these units over and over and over and over and over and over. I mean, ghosts do come into play, yes.
As upgrades increase and army sizes decrease, Terran becomes exponentially more powerful than Protoss.
Well said.
So, right now he's kind of walking around out in the map, but he's going to have a lot of units. And as Stim finishes, it's really nice to go up there because a Mothership Core is not going to hold you alone. And this is one of those one-gate builds that we actually see from First. Like, this is a very greedy type of build, and he doesn't really have enough units where if jjakji moves up with all of his units, look at that, he wants to kill us so bad, but if he moves up with all of his units and stims, he should be able to kill the Nexus most likely. There's just not going to be enough firepower for First. It's a very powerful move, something you'll definitely hit on the ladder a lot when you play on Korea.
The additional gateways are coming up now.
They won't be done before Stim, though.
Nope.
That's an issue. All right, but now he sees what's going on. So this changes things. The fact that he got the Observer, and that's really important. You notice jjakji was trying to get
it. Yep.
Yeah. jjakji's like, oh, I don't want you to see what I'm doing.
Yow!
It's kind of sneaky. So we'll see if jjakji even goes for the move, and I think he's still going to.
Starport, by the way, almost done here. So he'll stim, see if he can do some damage. If he can't, he'll run away while still stimmed.
A lot of times
and then he'll heal up.
With this army right here, it's not quite as large as you would like, but a lot of times you can kill quite a few probes, something like that. Kill a couple. Sometimes you kill the little Protoss army that's there. As long as you hit before that Colossus, you can do a really good amount of damage.
2 more gates coming up here. Twilight Council almost done, but this attack is nearing.
Now, he does have a lot of energy on this, so.
Now he's baited that out. And here's where the stim actually, I don't know if
that's
that was
really good force fields.
well-timed stim.
No,
yeah.
I don't feel like it was. I think you're right on that one, Tasis.
That was a weird stim. He stimmed like after he was behind the force fields.
Yeah, this is like a lot of units, and well, it's not like a huge loss. He still has a very good amount of units. The medevacs are coming up, but the first Colossus is out, and that's a really important piece of the puzzle.
Well, the third base, when that finishes, Protoss has to start acting quickly. We could have a 2-base all in here, too. Whoa! That was close.
Was he trying to pick that up?
It looked like it.
So if I can move
For a second, it looked like he was trying to pick the stalker up, too. But
yeah, I don't know. That was kind of weird, the way he microed that. I'm wondering what he was doing.
Okay, the observers are just peeking around here. Now, any good Terran player knows right after they do an attack like that, there's always an observer over their army, so you want to scan there and just kill that.
In the meantime, we do have First getting the photon cannon, just kind of defending up a bit, continuing on the Blink Stalker Colossus path. But jjakji has gone into that third base really quickly.
I like the Viking sent out here at the bottom right of jjakji's base to catch the Warp Prism. He's saying, I'm not going down like Hiva, man.
No. Sometimes you will see a Protoss try to squeeze out a Warp Prism when they're going Blink Stalker Colossus, but to play like a really safe Blink Stalker Colossus, you normally want to wait until you have about 3 Colossus in your Templar Archives to really... you kind of fit that out when you don't quite have the gas. And there it is, actually. And that's after 2, though. So.
Okay, we got the Protoss Army now first. Going to move out here. It looks like he's going to try to just clear out the third base. Now, Jakji's got a lot of stuff here. A lot of Marines and Marauders and Medevacs. You know, he may not even engage here. He actually could just pick up and go to the main. But now we have First going back towards the middle spot.
That's what First is thinking. He's like, so you're going to pick up and
First is going for a 2-base timing right now. He's got a lot more gates coming up here. He's going to warp gate. Or he was going to warp Prism to go with his army. No, he already has one. They just finished. Excuse me. And then what he can do then is push. No, now he's going to get a third Nexus, excuse me.
Yeah, he's playing it really safe. His third Nexus was delayed a little bit here.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right.
He just got his gates up, and he's like, I'll get this Nexus up later, but the gates have to at least be up and running.
He wants to make sure he doesn't miss a beat with his units because JakJi is getting a pretty scary army.
Getting this drop in over here in the back,
that would be huge.
Not ready for
See,
this.
he's going to poke this third, make sure the army's down there. Oh, my God. Double-pronged attack. This is really nice.
All right, and now running away from the third here. He could stem up and just do an insane amount of damage.
He's going to
go for the Nexus. Yep.
Very powerful move here by JakJi.
Look at how fast that dies. And we have the Warp Prism coming in here to try to do a drop over here into the main right now. First is just getting shredded here. Going for the Templar Archives.
Oh, a huge kill, Tasteless. Starting to get picked apart a little bit, though. He is going to have to get out of there. Now, he needs to prevent these Zealots from doing too much damage. And actually he has. First has only killed 3 SCVs so far. So this has been just utterly successful by JakJi.
And, you know, the Warp Prism harass here from First is inconsequential.
Yeah, it didn't really matter that much. It was annoyance, but it wasn't enough damage to be like, okay, this is even.
Merely a nuisance here. So,
a fly to be swatted.
You are so funny. He's pulled the SCVs now, and this actually should work. Remember, he did get that Templar Archives now.
And here they come, the SCVs. A couple ghosts there as well. And the Vikings just going to town. The Stalker's not quite enough.
You know, the SCVs don't even get to be utilized until just now here, and it still doesn't matter. I don't even know if the SCV pull is necessary, but JakJi just says, I'm going to end this. Obliterating these Colossi. Just too many stemmed units down here in the low ground. They will clear out the third and then have easy access to the second. GG. First is now down 0-1 here in this best of 3 and is hanging on by the edge of a cliff right now from falling out of the GSL Kodas.
Another fantastic play by JakJi. You know, he's putting on a lot of pressure early on. It actually didn't work out that well, but behind it, getting the quick third base, slowing down the third of First, and abusing him with drops on this map. A map that drops are very good on against Protoss. So I wouldn't take this as like, oh, JakJi's definitely going to win this series, because we have to see the next maps. And the next one's Whirlwind. Still an okay map for drops, but not as good as that map.
Whirlwind it is. Man, JakJi just that drop in the main. You know, it's funny because he put so many important structures in the back or top. First did that there actually was not really room. You know, when you're going Stalker Colossus, you actually have to have an open area. Or
you want to preempt drops.
Right.
It's not for cleaning drops as much as it's for preempting drops. And the thing is, he didn't really have the observer count. It's just nothing quite went right for First that game.
Well, First is feeling the pressure. Mind you, First probably exhausted still from that Hiva series, but that's the nature when you're down here in the loser setting. All right, it's time now as our map has just now loaded up. Is First going to turn this around and come back? Or is JakJi going to prove right now that he is worthy to go to the round of 16 here at the GSL Kodas at GOMTV.net?